what's happening? It's Will Ripley. What we're gonna get into today, I'm gonna break it down for you point form styles. We got guitar lessons for beginners, acoustic, easy songs. Kaboom! So make sure to stick around after the lesson because I wanna tell you how you can get access to my membership only area, get a free lesson online, and so on and so on. Okay, so the first thing you want to make sure that you are tuned up, all right? So if you head over to the App Store, if you have an iPhone or iPad, you can get my tuner. Just search my name, Will Ripley, in the App Store, and it is the most accurate tuner on the App Store. So make sure to check that out and get yourself all in tune, okay? Because no matter what you play, it will not sound good unless you are in tune. So talk about some easy songs for the acoustic. Now, firstly, I would start you out with some bass lines, okay? And so bass lines are referring to what the bass guitar might play, and they're single notes, okay? So if you feel like you get your single notes handled, then this might be a little bit too easy for you. But if you are a beginner, if you're playing acoustic, looking for some easy, fun songs to play, then you want to start with bass lines, okay? And then what we might do is move into something like power chords, and then we would move into these full-fledged, all these big crazy chords. Because if I try to start you out by playing like this chord, like an F chord, you cover 2 strings with 1 finger, these are diagonal and you gotta pop these guys up, but maintain the pressure down and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, if you're finding that challenging, then don't worry about it because everybody finds these chords challenging. They are really, really difficult, okay? So that's why I'm saying if you start with the bass lines, move your way up to some power chords and some easy chords, and then build yourself up to some full open chords that are easy, okay? I won't start you out with like a B minor chord or anything crazy like that. So yeah, so let's pop up Seven Nation Army there on the screen. And if you don't know how to read tab, I'll make sure to link you to a video that will teach you how to read tab. So this guy is gonna sound like this. Start with a 3rd finger, 5th fret, okay? And hit that twice, okay? Make sure your finger is nice and high up towards the frets, because if they're too low, okay, so just know that whenever you get that buzzy sound, it only means one of 2 things. Either your guitar is messed up, okay, or your finger just needs to get higher up to the fret. And if that doesn't cure it, then just press 5% harder and you'll get a nice clear note, okay? And that's the toughest part of the riff, is the 5, 5, 3, 5, okay? Because it kind of happens a little fast, but then the rest is really easy. We just descend down to 3, down to 1, and down to 0. Now with my right hand, what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that I've secured right on this little curvature of the bridge. So I kind of tuck my hand right in there. You can kind of mess around with the placement a little bit. A lot of times I will recommend you use this cushy part of your hand to sit in there, or you can use kind of like your pinky finger side of your hand and tuck it along the saddles here. So, but yeah, you definitely want to use this little curvature here to secure your hand. And I'm using a pick. Well, I go into another video totally like all about the right hand placements and pick and stuff like that. So I'll make sure to link you to that video too. But yeah, make sure that guy's down. I'm just using all down strokes. Okay. So that would be a really fun one to do. Okay. So I won't spend too much time on these. If you're having problems with them, you can always hook up with a person like me or somebody from my team on Google Hangouts or something like that for a video call. But let's pull up another good one that that's really good for beginners, and that would be Smoke on the Water. So that one might sound like this. and I'll just play that slow. So that would be a really great one. So the next step might be power chords, okay? So power chords are mostly used on the electric guitar, you know, because they just really sound good through an amp with some distortion and all that kind of stuff. But I'll make sure to link you to that video at the end of this video where you can check into power chords, because they'd be a great next step before full chords, okay? So power chords and open chords are different. So an open chord might look like this, whereas a power chord is just usually just 2 notes. Okay, so you can play some fun songs like you know, or you know, so again, it's just using 1 or 2 fingers at the most. Okay, but what I'm going to get into now is we're going to step it up, and this may be a little too challenging, so make sure to really focus on those riffs, those bass lines that I was showing you. And those will act as finger exercises too, though. It's like taking your fingers to the gym. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through a couple chords that I think is this is probably one of the best songs you can learn. So we're going to play something like AC/DC's You Shook Me. So now what's really cool about this song is you probably notice that I'm not really moving this second finger too much. Okay, so let's first line these up. So this is all along the 3rd fret. So 1, 2, 3, all along here. So we're going to grab our 2nd finger, put it on the big string, and I'm going to get you to grab your 3rd and your 4th finger. You're going to have to tuck them side by side like that. Okay, so if this guy has to go down a little bit in order for that guy to fit in, that's fine. But just try your best to tuck everything as close up to this silver line, this 3rd fret. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to strum. Now this is kind of cool because if you hit the A string, it gets muted by this finger, so that's actually good. You want that. A full G chord, you pop this guy down. Okay, so that would be your G major chord, by the way. And this is still basically a G major chord, but what we're not going to play is this chord, so we can just focus on this 1 finger change. Okay, so just go through it. So we want a sound. It's okay if that one's muted, but none of the other ones should be muted like that. It should all sound nice and clear like that. That's the challenge in itself, is just getting everything nice and clean and clear. Okay, but what we're going to do with our right hand is I'm just going to get you to go like this. Okay, so similar to I Love Rock and Roll, when we use that little spank, so we got, and we stop the strings. So we got, so twice on there. So it's really all about switching back and forth nice and quick. So try that a bunch. Pause the video here and mess around with that. And now, moving forward, we're going to leave that 3rd finger there. That's the most important part. That's the only way you'll get this next chord change quick. And now we're going to pop down our 2nd and our 1st finger. We're going to play a D chord. Okay, so this is super common. You'll see this in all kinds of songs, so it's really important that you learn it. This one's a little bit more difficult. It's kind of like a little upside down triangle almost, and it's really a compact chord, so you got to make sure that all your fingers are standing up. You can't have them laying over like this, because what will happen is like the flesh from this finger will touch this string and won't make it sound like you get that sound, right? So you want to pop everything up. And what we're going to do is we're going to strum this chord from the D string. Okay? So just see if you can get that one nice and clear. So maybe pause the video here and just work on that. See if you can get everything nice and high up close to the frets as you can, and just make everything nice and clear. And then once you got that, we want to work on getting back to the G chord. So what I'm going to get you to do is pop on that pinky finger first, and then take these fingers off and bring it back to the start. Okay, so with this third finger staying the same. And that's probably the most important thing. Like if you ever come across a song that has a D to a G, which is like a million songs, right? So that would be the first thing you'd want to get that pinky finger to move back to the G. Okay, so the whole thing sounds like this. I'll play it nice and slow. Okay, and then you start again. Okay, so one more time. Ready, go. So, just to review, definitely start with these bass lines. You know? Okay, all those guys will really, really help. And then the next step might be power chords. I'll link you to that video right here. And now, we were talking about full open chords, okay? So basically what you're playing there is a G, and a C add 9, and a D major. Okay? This is a G major, a C major add 9, or a C add 9, and then a D major. And those three chords, man, it's just like in so many songs. Alright, so I hope you picked up at least a thing or two from this lesson, and make sure that you stay on this YouTube channel. Subscribe right now at the very least. Okay, I got all kinds of wicked material that I think is going to be really helpful for you as a guitar player learning online. And also, if you want to step it up to the next level, get full length, like 1 hour long guitar lessons and like a free one-on-one coaching session, or maybe you want to get like some free video course action. I got a 13-part video course. Anyways, if you want any of this stuff or all of the above, and just follow the directions on that page. This is actually my blog. You can just check out a whole bunch of awesome guitar articles, and yeah, just get in the loop. And like, I mean, you as a guitar player that's learning online, you're definitely gonna wanna check it out. So hop over there, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and until then, keep on ripping it up.